We're halfway through 2024.
And we're sharing our favorite gaming experiences of the quarter.
In this episode of Little Big Thumbs.
Welcome to Little Big Thumbs, a channel that's all about finding great games that are equally fun for little players and big players. My name is JP.
And I'm Milo.
And in this video, we are recapping our gaming experiences of the second quarter of 2024, covering, what are we talking, April, May, and June. And I guess the first thing I want to say in this video is the channel's been a little quiet lately. That's because I got pretty sick. I was out of action for several weeks, and so I had to do a lot of sleeping at the times that I would normally be recording and editing. And so for those of you who have been missing us, thank you for missing us. But we're back here talking games and the things that we love about them.
Yes, that is true. You were sick. I've also started 2 new jobs, so I've been, adjusting my schedule and whatnot, but we are back.
Yeah.
So the first category that we're going to discuss is our most played game of the second quarter. And to decide who goes first, we're going to play one of the Hand Games 21.
Yes, indeed. And so the game we're doing today is called The Guardian, and this is a code-breaking game. You can play with 2 to 4 players, according to the book. And so what we're going to be doing here is that one of us is going to be the Guardian, and the other the codebreaker, the guesser. And so we decided before we turn on the camera that I think I'm going to be the Guardian. And so what I'm going to do, Milo, I'm going to ask you actually to close your eyes. And I'm going to reveal my code. So this is my code right here. I'm going to put it under the table and put it out of hiding. Milo, you can open your eyes. And so Milo, you have 3 guesses to figure out what my code is. And if you can get it in 3 guesses, then you have won the game, and you get to present your picks first. But after 3 guesses, if you haven't figured it out, then I've won.
Okay.
And there's one I guess a little twist to it, is that after your second guess, you can ask to clarify one particular finger, because after each guess, I'm going to tell you how many fingers you have right or wrong.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right.
All right, my first guess is this.
Okay, so that's like up, up, down, down. How do I say it? This is 3 of your fingers are correct, and 1 is incorrect.
Okay. All right. I got another guess. Okay. I'm going to do this. Just the pinky.
Whoa. So that means that 2 of them are correct now, and 2 of them are incorrect.
So now I get to ask the position of one of them.
Right.
Okay.
So your pinky finger being 1, and your pointer finger being 4.
4. Okay. Is number 3 up or down?
Number 3 is up.
Up. Okay. Okay.
Final guess.
My final guess is this.
That's not correct.
No! What was it?
That's not correct. It was this.
Ah!
It was this. This was the code. You got very close. I think we'd have to play this a few more times to really figure out the nuances of how to break those codes. But regardless, Hand Games 21. I've won this round, and if you're curious about all of the 21 hand games that are in this book, we'll make sure to put a link in the description of this video. But in case anyone's not aware, we are playing our 2024 challenge of trying to complete 100 plays of both the Unmatched game system and Similo. And so we're going to discount both of those because I don't know about you, but those are my 2 most played games of the quarter. And so my next most played game of the quarter is a game called Beat the 8 Ball. This game is currently published by Blue Orange Games, but it first came out in 1975.
Oh my goodness.
I know, right? This is an old game. And so the way the game is put together, it is this giant funnel that is set on a like a base that has 4 chutes out of it. And so you're going to take the big 8 ball and you're going to spin it around through this funnel and let it go down the hole. And each of the players at the end of their chutes has a little like trigger, and they need to release their ball and get it down kind of the target chute. But the goal here is to beat the 8 ball down like the victory chute, but not be the first player to do so. You want to be the last person to beat the 8 ball.
Oh.
So if you beat the 8 ball, you're going to get probably a point or 2. But if you don't beat the 8 ball, if the 8 ball gets down that victory chute before you do, you're going to lose points. And so we're playing to 10 points. So you play several rounds of this, and it goes by very quickly. Really feels a little bit like Lupin Louie, if you're familiar with that, or Lupin Chewy, as we often play around these parts.
Or Keepy Uppy.
Or Keepy Uppy, the new Bluey version. Yes, absolutely. So it's got that like reaction timing to it. It's so addictive. Anytime we play a game of Beat the 8 Ball, we wind up playing 3, 4, or 5 times in a row. And so that's why over the last few months, Beat the 8 Ball was my most played non-unmatched, non-Similo game of the quarter. And that's me.
Very fun. I'm intrigued. I can't believe that game has existed since the 70s.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and I can't believe I haven't shown it to you yet because
I think you've talked about it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, we'll fix that very soon. And how about you, Milo?
All right. So the game that I played the most, I played a total of like 62 times, I think. It was something wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So me and 2 of my best friends, Josh and BW, hello, we played The Crew, Quest for Planet 9 from start to finish. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of plays. We did every single mission. The Crew is published by Cosmos, and The Crew is a trick-taking game that is cooperative. It's been out for like a few years now, and I've played it in the past, but not like from start to finish. And me and my friends, we like committed. And, there was like a few weeks where like every Friday or every Wednesday or whatever, we would get together and we would just pump out like several missions in the logbook. And it was a lot of fun. We finished it. We completed all of the missions, and now we've moved on to the next The Crew, which is the underwater adventure. That one is what we're working on now.
Okay. I've got a question for you. I've played maybe 10 games of The Crew.
Okay.
When you get towards like that like last maybe third of all of these games in the mission book, like on a scale of like 1 to 10, how much more difficult are those last like 20 games?
Oh, like, I mean, it's somewhat luck of the draw. Like sometimes like the like tasks that are revealed are just super lucky with the hand that you were dealt. You were like, oh, perfect, I can complete this task, no problem, easy peasy. But other times they're like very near impossible. At least it feels that way. And so it is a little bit luck of the draw, but they do definitely get harder as the missions continue on. So yeah, the first like 10, I could probably do them with my eyes closed at this point. But like the last quarter of the missions, very hard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. Our next game in our best of the quarter roundup recap, if you will, is our biggest surprise of the quarter. And since I won the game of the Guardian, I'm also going to start here to say that that my biggest surprise from April through the end of June was a game that we're going to be talking about very soon in an episode of Word Game Club, and that game is called Alphabet Stoop. And Alphabet Stoop is it's like this relatively simple game about delivering packages of individual letters to various houses in the neighborhood, creating words as you go, and being the first player to complete X number of drop-off, like word creations. And so the thing that's like what's really surprising to me about this game is that I think it's like recommended for maybe ages 6 and up. Both of my kids can play this game. And but at the same time, there is this there's like this sneaky calculating aspect to the game. There's sort of like an area control aspect to Alphabet Stoop in the way that you can kind of, if you create like a wacky enough word, it kind of blocks other players out of a particular house playing later in the game. And if it's got one of those stamps, like those King of the Hill type stamps, it really can be a game changer the way you play the game. And so it's got this dual, like, accessible aspect where kids can play it just fine, but there's got this other level that adults are going to really get a kick out of it, and so that's why Alphabet Stoop is my biggest surprise of the quarter. And I know that we've played this together at least once.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I remember playing it with you, and I know exactly what you're talking about in terms of like the King of the Hill stamp situation. If you get like the perfect word, it really is sort of like blocks everyone else out, and it's very tricky to take over that house again. So yeah, that is a good game. Yeah, I was surprised by it too. My game that I was really, really surprised by is called That's Not a Hat by Ravensburger. So, That's Not a Hat is a party game. This is a memory game. Those are two things that I don't enjoy as much as I enjoy some other games. I'm pretty picky when it comes to party games. And so I was at a friend's birthday party, I think it was, and they were like, let's play this game. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard about this game. It's a memory game, right? Blah, blah, blah. I wasn't super interested in it, but like that was what the group was playing. And I was like, okay, cool. We're going to play this game. I am obsessed with this game now. It is so silly. It is so much fun. So essentially, everyone has cards that have just a little like doodle on it. Really, really simple, like a duck, a book, an umbrella, etc., etc. And everyone shows everyone what they have at the beginning. They'll say, I have a duck, and they like show their duck card to everybody. And then everyone flips it over. And now this is where the fun begins. So you have to remember where everything is, and you take a new card off the top of the deck, and you show everybody what it is. You say, this is a pencil, and you show everyone your card, and then you put it down, and you say, this is a pencil, and you hand it off. And now that person has to receive the new gift and say, thank you for the gift. And then they have to re-gift their old item. And so they say, thank you for the pencil. This is and then they name whatever their thing is. And it just continues on and on until somebody decides that the gift that they're giving is wrong. So if somebody's giving you something and you don't think that they said the right thing, you say, no, thank you. And it says this in the rule book. It's very cute and funny. And then it's revealed. And if you were right that they said the wrong thing, then they have to take the card, and it's a point, and points are bad. But if they were right and they said the right thing, and you were wrong about thinking that they were wrong, then you get the point. And the game ends when somebody gets to 3 points, and they lose and everybody else wins.
So can you deliberately choose to like fib?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, you can. But like then you're taking a risk because you don't know what everyone else remembers. So, I mean, if you completely forget what your item is, it's definitely a good idea to lie and be confident about it too. But like it sounds really easy to keep track of things, but it is not. I can guarantee you, I went in like overconfident the first time I played, and I was humbled very quickly.
That's great. It sounds like, I mean, my kids are so great at memory games. I feel like this is something that might be accessible for both like party groups as well as families.
I have a copy. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm excited about that. And I think this one might have also been nominated for a few awards this year.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. It's so good.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That sounds like a really cool surprise. Before we get to our best game, our best gaming experiences of the last 3 months, let's do a quick recap on how we're doing with our challenge for 2024. Again, that's 100 plays of both Unmatched and Similo. So, Milo, how are you doing with Unmatched so far?
Unmatched, I really picked up the pace. Yeah, I'm just below where I'm supposed to be. I'm either at like 46 or 47 games, so About halfway there.
Okay. And I'm at, I think, 42 or 43 plays of Unmatched right now. So, like, just under, like, the bar where we're supposed to be at this time of the year. But I think maybe that's kind of expected. Well, warmer weather outside, especially here in Halifax, where things can kind of get messy and wet and cold at
Yep.
the different seasons. So I'm fully expecting that we're going to get to our 100 plays, but we might kind of ramp it up a little bit once the weather starts turning a little bit colder. But my question for you is talking Unmatched specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one particular hero or character that has stood out to you in these last 3 months?
Ooh, good question. It's not even that I'm particularly like good with this character or
Mm.
anything, but just a character that I find really interesting and I want to play more of, that I really, really loved playing, was William Shakespeare in the new Slings and Arrows.
Mm.
So we've been working towards 10 plays of that, and we'll do a separate video going over like the nitty gritty details. But William Shakespeare was super, super fun to play, and I just want to play more of him. I want to be a poet.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. That's cool. I mean, we're working our way through those, and like I would say, all four of those characters right now are like neck and neck for which one's going to be my favorite when we
Oh,
make
yeah.
that video. So I'm not going to pick a Slings and Arrows character. I'm actually going to pick Dracula.
Okay.
Dracula from the Cobble and Fog set. I've been playing a lot as Dracula over these 3 months, and this is a character that's like I kind of slept on. Dracula has this one card where you can play the card, and then you can discard a number of cards
Oh.
from your hand to
Oh.
add one power to it, and so it can be really devastating.
Mm-hmm.
As well as having his sisters out there kind of doing his bidding and being removed from the board and then coming back on with certain scheme cards. Love playing as Dracula. So that's Unmatched. How are you doing with Similo?
With Similo, I've fallen a little bit behind in terms of pacing. Uh, I'm just under 40 plays, I think. So started off really strong with
Mm-hmm.
Similo. I'm not burnt out from Similo by any means. I think I've just been busy with other games. But like you were saying, I have no doubt that, after summer things will cool down, get rainy, whatever, and we'll just plow through the rest of our plays.
Mm-hmm.
That happened last year.
Right, right. So a similar situation for myself. I think I'm at 41
A
plays.
Similo
A
situation.
similar situation. I'm at I think 41 plays of Similo for our challenge, and my kids have kind of grown tired of the game. We used to be at a point where we would play it, and then we would play 5 or 6 games in a row, which is why we kind of built up our plays so quickly. So I've kind of hit it for a while, and I know that maybe once the summer's over, or when we're traveling this summer, I'll bring it out to play again with family, and everyone will be on board again. And I fully expect that our Similo plays are just going to go zoop, in no time at all. But we're taking a little break, so we're a little bit under the benchmark where we should be in the challenge so far. So it's time now. It's time for our top game or a top gaming experience of the last 3 months. And for me, there's one game that has stood out for me as something truly special. Not surprising, honestly, but this game is the new release from Roxley Games, and that is Skyrise. Skyrise was sort of a reworking, a reimagining of an older game called Metropolis, which back in my Snakes and Lattes game days is a game that I played so many times, and so I've been waiting for Skyrise for a while, and in every measurable way, Skyrise has completely obliterated Metropolis. It's a gorgeous game, no surprise from Roxley. It's a stunning game, but it's got this like weaving physical auction, and I've never experienced anything before, aside from Metropolis, of course, where you're placing buildings onto this board, and the auction has to kind of weave throughout the board, and other players have to like physically place their numbered towers in order to keep bidding or pass. And that's how the city in the sky evolves is through these series of auctions. But on top of that, Roxley has also added, they're called wonders. And every wonder doesn't count as a tower. It can't win you a section of the board at the end, but it ends an auction immediately and wins an auction for you. Each wonder also has a card. Okay, you have a couple of cards that you start the game with, and you don't choose it until halfway through the game. And so you've got this special card that you can sort of work towards building up to, and it's got like a real like narrative arc to it. Oh my gosh, Milo, I'm pretty sure you haven't played this one yet, but I think you are going to love it. So that's why Skyrise is my top game for the second quarter of 2024.
Wow, I feel speechless right now. I
Really?
was totally immersed in your description and I was like, yes, tell me more about this epic game. It's not very often that I hear you speak like about a game quite like that. So I'm very, very intrigued. Yeah.
There's two more things I should say. Number one, full disclosure, Roxley Games is a client of my employer, Off Duty Ninja. So take from that what you will. But also the other thing I want to say is that despite the fact that Skyrise has so much going on, I think that there's an entryway to get my kids playing this game. I think probably involving removing some of the cards and whatnot, a little bit of the reading, but I feel like my kids could really wrap their heads and hands around that physical auction, and so that's another reason why it's got me excited. I love playing games that I can really sink my teeth into with my friends, but also thinking about how can I introduce this game
Yeah.
to my kids.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So that's Skyrise. We'll play that one together soon. But I want to know what your top gaming experience of the quarter was.
All right. So this game that I'm going to share with you is a game that was originally published in 2005. However, in 2024, there's been like a new edition that was released. It involves like a little expansion in it.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
love an expansion.
Yeah, that game is Incan Gold, published by Eagle Gryphon Games. And I had never played Incan Gold before, ever. I mean, I knew of it, of course, but recently the game bosses at the Boardroom Game Cafe had a meeting where we were all talking about games that everyone should know and everyone should like be able to share with customers that come in and whatnot. And a few of us had never played Incan Gold before, and I am a sucker for push your luck games. I love them. I'm so terrible at them. I've never been to a casino, and there's good reason why I've never been to one. I probably never should go to one, but push your luck games, yes, that is a very safe way for me to push my luck. And yeah, I did terrible, but I had a great time. Super fun. Essentially, in Incan Gold, you are explorers and you're collecting gold. There's turquoise and goodness, what's that black? The black one.
Sounds like Obsidian.
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
obsidian.
Wow.
Nailed it. But anyway, you're going through like caves and tunnels and you're exploring, and essentially you're going to come across different hazards, such as like snakes or like mummies and spiders, all sorts of different things. And if you come across the same hazard twice, then you're frightened and you lose all of the stuff that you had collected on along the way. And so every round you decide whether you want to turn around and take what you've collected thus far or if you want to keep going. Yeah, similar to many press your luck games, but it was so fun, especially like playing with the people that I was playing with. It was all of my closest friends that I've worked with for many years now. And it was great. I can't believe I had never played the game before.
That's amazing. And it's such a perfect game cafe title. I remember, again, Snakes and Lattes days. the copy of Ink and Gold, that old like blue box in that old cafe collection, got so grimy because so many people had put their hands on this game. It's so much fun. It's so like easy to jump into. And I love that you've finally played it. I can't believe that you hadn't played it up to this point, but I love that you played it, and I want to know more about this little mini expansion in the box. If you've got a favorite game that you've played in the last few months, or maybe over the course of the entire year, make sure to let us know in the comments so we can have that chat. Yes, in the tippy tappies, and have the chat about your favorite games. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can stick around for our future videos. Thanks for putting up with us being kind of quiet on the channel for a few weeks, and we'll be back again soon. And so until next time, whether you've got little players
Or big players
make sure that you keep playing games
that make your thumbs
go way up.
Bye for now.
Bye.